and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha. Today I'm going to be sharing with you another new product from the Revolution Pro range. This time it's a product that I've never tried, not just from this range, but I've never tried a product like this, and it is the under eye primer in Hydrate. Now, of course, every day and night I apply under eye moisturizers to keep that area moisturized. If I can add something else, so this one is obviously to minimize any fine lines, and I just want to read out in a moment what it says about this product. So if it minimizes that plus keeps my under eye hydrated, you know, it's absolute winner for me. This retails for £5, and I'm just going to show you the packaging. It comes in a squeezy tube, and the actual colour is baby pink. Absolutely love that. And then you have this small nozzle here that you squeeze out the product onto the under eye. So I'll be demonstrating that in a moment. Now, what it says about this is that it's a lightweight cream gel, that it glides onto the under eye area to instantly cool and refresh. Formulated with glycerin, it helps to intensively moisturize the skin, softening and smoothing the appearance of fine lines and pores, and then it dries down to a silky matte finish, creating a long wearing base for concealer and foundation. Well, as soon as I read that, I thought, I really want to try it. Like I say, we all want to add moisture under the eye area. So yeah, I thought I'm going to definitely give it a try. So I'm going to do that for you in a moment. I'm also going to, when I get to that part of the video, I'm also going to talk more about the eye elements in the shade Core that I tested yesterday for you. And I'll give you a more in-depth, perhaps short review about how I found that product. Also, if you're brand new to my channel, usually on a Thursday, although now I'm changing it between Thursday and Friday depending on how I feel, and I usually do like a thank you Thursday, and that is where I personally thank someone. I always get lovely comments and I so appreciate it. I often refer to my channel as a friendship circle because that's how I feel about it. Everybody's really friendly and helpful, and I really, that's what I want from my channel, and I really love it. So on a Thursday or Friday now, depending on what day I want to do it on, I thank one of you personally. Today I want to thank this person because, as always, they really support me. They give me fantastic support, fantastic comments, and I absolutely love it. So today I want to thank personally Hayley Wright. You are absolutely fantastic. The comments, I really enjoy reading them and replying to them, and yeah, I really enjoy it. So today, Hayley, is your day, and I want to just thank you personally. So that's Hayley Wright, and obviously do please share the love with Hayley today. She really does deserve it. So getting back to the tutorial, I want to obviously apply this first of all under the eye, and yeah, I'm really intrigued about this. Now, as you can see, my face is a little bit, I've put some cream on my face basically, and that's why it's a little bit shiny. I've still applied my under eye cream, and I've applied all of my moisturiser all over my face, and I use a serum for my neck, a regular moisturiser, with Q10 in, because I find that is a lot better for my skin, and then I've added an under eye cream as well. I really feel that it's beneficial to keep moisturising. I mentioned the other day I've been moisturising my skin and body now since I was about 13, early teens anyway, and I found that it's very beneficial to me. If I stop moisturising, I really know about it. So if I can add more moisture and perhaps cover up any fine lines or minimize them, I suppose, this not cover them up, but this is going to minimize them, then like I said at the beginning, I'm all about that. So I'm going to apply a little bit of this in that little bit that the description on the website. It doesn't say how much you apply, so I'm just going to add a little bit and see how I get on. First of all, when it comes out, it's like pink in colour, so just going to carefully, and I always use the third finger because that one apparently gives less pressure under the eye, and of course you don't want to press too much under the eye because it is such a sensitive area and delicate, of course. So in fact that worked perfectly, so it was only a tiny little bit. So I'm just going to pop the lid on, just do the other eye. Now of course what I have found beneficial, I think for about the past year, something like that, it could be a little bit longer, could be a little bit less, but I really love the under eye eye bright, no, start again, the eye bright from Liz Earle. That has really helped me, and I found that very beneficial. Now I'm just going to pop on my lace ears headband. Now already I can feel that it's drying down, and while it's drying down, you know, it does have that cooling effect. So I do feel that it's definitely you know, drying down very, very nicely, and yeah, really like that. So I'm not going to touch that area for a couple of moments there, just while that dries down. I'm just looking at the amount of product that you get. I can't see if there is an amount on here. I cannot see it. It gives you the ingredients on the back. Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't give you the amount of product, but it does say that it's cruelty free and vegan on the back of that as well. So yeah, I mean, there's a fair amount of product in there, and to be honest, if you're only using a couple of drops on each eye, that amount of product is going to last you a long while. So now it feels like it's dry. So now I can move on to, and I always use now, it's my holy grail. This is my third one, and I'm getting to the point now where I need a fourth, and I have actually got a couple spare. Every time I see them in Superdrug, I pick one up. They're only £4, definitely worth keeping a couple in your stock, you know, if you run out. Also, I take out the stopper, and I'll do that over the next couple of days actually, and that then enables you to get all of that amount of product out. So I'm just going to run this under the eye, and then I'll be able to see if it does minimise anything, or yeah, I definitely need to get that stopper out of there. So as always, I'm going to just apply that with my finger, and again just pat it down just like I did with the actual product, and I always take it up there like that. Now looking at my fine lines, I wouldn't say on first impression that has really minimized any of my fine lines. I wouldn't say that it's like a primer, you know, like those silicone primers that you can put over your pores. I don't feel that it has minimized that much, but it certainly feels more like a skincare product where it's hydrated under the eye area. But I'm going to let this dry down and then see if that then minimises the fine lines. Perhaps I've got to wait until the product dries. Sorry, it always takes me a little while to get this correct, just because, you know, it is my area that I'm not particularly happy with, the under eye area. So that is the concealer done, and then what I usually do, I don't powder it down because these Conceal and Define concealers, they actually do set a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my foundation, and I mean, I mentioned in yesterday's video that because I used my L'Oreal yesterday, my L'Oreal foundation, and I found that it just, after using this, and this is the Revolution Pro foundation drops, and I've been using these now for 3 or 4 days ever since I shared with you the video on this, and when I went back to then using the L'Oreal yesterday, I really found, you know, it was such a difference because that is a matte foundation, and I found it so difficult to, you know, apply my makeup. So yeah, I'd so gotten used to applying this, and for a dropper foundation, it is so full coverage as well. I mean, you know, you can make it as you know, as, I don't know, as sheer or as full coverage as you want, basically. I'm just using an eBay Kabuki brush. If you go onto eBay and just put foundation Kabuki, these sets of around 7 come up. There's about 4 or 5 of these in the set, and then there's some eyeshadow brushes as well. So now what I'm going to do is just pat this in. Sometimes I have to add more, sometimes, you know, it's fine, it just depends. I also feel that this foundation is so lightweight. It's like having your another layer of your skin, but obviously a flawless skin. So it's your skin but better, and I absolutely love it. I was a little bit disappointed with the fast base. I mean, I love how it applies onto my skin, and I love how quickly it, you know, goes into your skin. But for me, with oily skin, it just was just too oily by the end of the day, which is such a disappointment because I really liked how it looked. So this is another reason that I really like this foundation, because you can just drop it onto the face and use as much or as little as you want. So, you know, you might want perhaps a sheer a day, one day, and it works very well. Now this, again, because it's a full face of products, it is going to be a longer video. I never edit edit where I do all my videos in real time, and I'm just going to explain just why I do that to anybody that's new to my channel. And that is because when I'm watching new products, I like, in fact, actually I'm going to put it on the brush this time, I like to see things in real time, because if I put a product on my face and then I was to fast forward perhaps and skip to the next part, you wouldn't see that it's, you know, perhaps, you know, it may be that I've gone off camera and done something else. So this way, you know that everything I share with you is in real time. There's nothing, you know, going on behind the scenes. It is just me applying this. So that's why I do this. So there's all the foundation applied. I do like a bit of a, well, I do like a more of a full coverage. It's just how I prefer it, but that foundation gives you the option of full or less full. You know, it's sheer if you want it to be, and not quite so sheer like how I like to wear it. Now I need a just to powder my face. You can see that this is quite a dewy finish, but it's not as dewy as the Fast base. Now I've got to remember, I'm going to put the, where am I? I'm going to put this pink one, and I'm using the powder, the Obsession, what is it? The Obsessive Contour. That's it, Obsessive Contour. I have to remember it because there's nothing on the back. So yeah, Obsessive Contour, and I've got to go in with this one. With my L'Oreal I can use the yellow, and that's absolutely fine, but with this one you've noticed that perhaps it shows the yellow, so I'm going in with the more of the pink, and hopefully that works better. And I'm just going to go over the areas that become a little bit more oily. If you've got dry skin, this foundation is going to be perfect for you. Now I'm just going to make sure that all the fine lines, now I wouldn't say that the fine lines have totally gone. I mean, I don't have that much or that many fine lines, I suppose, but I have got, you know, a few fine lines. We all have. I wouldn't say that they have totally gone, but I wouldn't say that, yeah, I mean, there's still a few fine lines there, but like I say, it does feel very moisturised. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of powder underneath the eye area. It's certainly, and I do find sometimes if I don't, I mean, I was finding with that Conceal and Define, if I didn't let it set and I put the powder on first, then my under eye looked very, very cakey. So I must say that it doesn't look cakey. It looks good, although I have let it dry down. So, but yeah, I wouldn't say that the under eye is, I mean, obviously I've used this new product, so I'm trying to give you as much information. I must say that it does look moisturised, sometime with the Conceal and Define, because it is a you know, more full coverage concealer. It can look a little bit cakey under there. It doesn't look cakey. I'm really pleased with how it looks actually, and even though I've added powder, I know some of you don't and some of you do powder under the eye with that concealer. You know, if you do add powder, that has really helped to make sure that that is not cakey under there. I'm just going to add a little bit more. I'm really pleased with that actually, because I thought first of all perhaps the primer wasn't doing as it said, but it really does look quite moisturised. And also I've added powder, I've added the full coverage concealer, and I must admit it doesn't look too bad at all. It doesn't look cakey, I suppose. So that's that done. Now the next step, if I can get my words out, is adding a little bit of colour. And I'm going to use the NYX fan brush first of all, just to contour a little bit around the face. Now I always, and I know that some people have, a few people have mentioned during the week that I should be brushing this on. This is the way I like to do it. It works for me, and not only that, I don't like to pull at my skin at all. So this is how I prefer to apply it, just by patting the product on. It's the way that I just don't like the feel of pulling at my skin. Okay, now I'm going to just apply a little bit of this here, like that, and then I'm just going to pat the product out and just pop it all over the cheek area. Again, this is how I like to apply it. It's probably not how you're taught to do it, but this is how I like to do it. And again, it's because I don't like to pull at my face. If I was to do that, I would feel that I'm pulling at my cheek. And I don't want to do that. So that's worked very well. I have actually got another brush now, which I picked up from Primark. And I did try and use it, but again, it just doesn't give me the effect that I want on my face. And I think with makeup, there are no rules. You can put makeup on exactly, you know, however it works for you, basically. So nearly there. I don't know why it always takes me a bit longer on camera. So there's the contour added, and I used the Renaissance Glow because I absolutely love that product. Now I'm going to add blush. I'm using the Wilko blush brush, and I am using the palette, and it's called the Revolution Blush in the, well, it's the Revolution Blush palette, and it's Hot Spice. I love this. This is my favourite palette from the, or blush palette from the brand. As you know, if you're a regular viewer, I absolutely love MAC blush, but this is one of the blushes, or the blush palette that I use the most from this brand. And I think I'm going to go in with, I need some colour. I might even have to add some more Revolution, Renaissance. I'm going to add this colour down here. I do like a little bit of colour to my face. It's just how I prefer it. Lovely. I'm just going to go back in with this one. On camera, I can see that there's powder there, but actually in reality, it's not showing, and I still look quite pale. Yeah, I'm going to leave it like that, I think. Okay, now I need to add a little bit of highlight. Oh my goodness, I'm absolutely in love with this palette, and it is the Revolution Pro 4K highlighter palette in rose gold. I love this so much, and I'm using this brush. It's the highlight and contour brush from, again, the Revolution Beauty site, Revolution brand, and I'm going to be using it, and it's a flex brush. It does bend, but I'm absolutely fine with it just like that. I bought it actually for this. It works perfectly. I'm going to use my favourite shade, and it's this one here. It's rose gold, and I just absolutely love it so much. It's such a beautiful rose gold colour, and I just love it. These are so beautiful. They, again, you can have the highlight as subtle or as intense, build it up so it is intense. I just love it so much. Love that. I've mentioned it before, but if you just want to get something from the brand and you love highlights, I would certainly recommend this. I just love it. I've actually got my hands now on the gold palette, and I will be sharing that with you very soon. Okay, so that's basically the base done on the face. I'm now going to go in with this, and it is the Revolution Pro Eye Elements, and a lot of people, everybody I believe, is saying that this is a dupe for the MAC paint pots. I've never tried them. I can't tell you if it is a dupe. I just don't know. I never purchased those. In fact, I was quite obsessed at one point with MAC, and purchased a lot of products from MAC, but never that, because I just thought it was very, very overpriced. And I'm so pleased with this product. So I'm going to go in more in depth now of what I actually thought of this product. And I must say, and if you're a regular viewer, you will know that I have problem with shimmer shades on my lid, because I've got a little bit of a hooded eye, and also my skin is quite oily, although my eyes are quite dry, but I have to moisturize them because of a bout of eczema last summer, and because of that I find that shimmer doesn't really adhere or stay on my lids very long. So I applied this yesterday, as you saw in my video, and my eyeshadow, when I removed it about 10:30 last night, my shimmer shade was still on my lid, exactly how I had applied it. So I'm not sure if it was the base or whether it was the actual eyeshadow, but yeah, I've never ever had that happen before. It didn't, or usually it doesn't stay on at all. It usually just, disappears, and I'm left with part of the eyeshadow there. So I was really, really pleased with that. Also, it's a product that when you apply it, it dries down a little bit. So again, I'm going to have to wait a little while for that to dry down. And you can, I suppose, apply your makeup or your eyeshadow straight away on top of that. I like to just apply a little bit of powder just to set it, because I found yesterday when I applied the eyeshadow that it worked, and it really did glide onto the eyes. So I was really, really impressed with this. There are another, I think 2 or 3 other shades depending on your skin tone, but I went with this. It is quite yellow, but once I've added the powder, it really does work. But I was really, really impressed with that product, and I think it's only £4, so really, really good. When you first apply it, it's quite soft and creamy. I was quite surprised by that yesterday, but actually it doesn't move. And I've mentioned before that I use the Conceal and Define on my lids. I have been using it for the last couple of weeks. Another reason why I'm going through it probably so quickly. And then it all gets into the crease there, and you have to then manipulate the product over your eye and then set it quickly. But this, you can see it's absolutely fine. It doesn't move. Now I'm just going to put a little bit again of that pink shade onto the eye just to set that in place. And again, I'm just patting that on, because again, I don't want to drag my skin. And again, I find that it works very, very well when I pat it on. I've just got, because I'm a little bit older, I just want to keep my skin as good as I possibly can for as long as I can. And if I pull and tug at my skin or drag brushes across it, it's just not something that I particularly want to do. And it's worked up until this stage anyway for me. So that is the product on. That is as far as I'm going to go in this video, and the reason is because I really wanted to talk through putting on the base. I also wanted to share this product with you, and I wanted to share my review of this. So what I will say is my first thoughts of this product is that it is hydrating. It does exactly what it states on the description, but I wouldn't say necessarily that it reduces fine lines. I can still see some fine lines. I mean, it certainly does look less cakey in that area, even though I'm using a full cover concealer and obviously powdering that area down. It does certainly look less cakey, so I would probably use this in the future as more of a, you know, skincare product, you know, as an added moisture boost under the eye, rather than thinking to myself, you know, it's like a primer that's going to minimize lines, because my under eyes still look very similar to how they usually do even before I try that. So the plus side of this is, yes, it does add moisture, but I wouldn't say that it necessarily minimizes that fine lines that much, but it definitely doesn't look that cakey under the eye. So yeah, I think it's not bad at all. I'm just, like I say, going to use it as a, you know, an added boost of moisture. Yeah, trying to get my words. Boost and moisture all in one word. So I hope that you found that helpful. I'll just take my hair out, and what I will do, like I said, I'm testing another product for you that will go up tomorrow, Saturday. So I'm really looking forward to sharing with you another eye look, and it will be a lip. I'm adding some lip products as well. Obviously do share the love with Hayley, and send her some love, because yeah, she really does deserve it. Her comments are fantastic. So congratulations, Hayley. And yeah, if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would absolutely love it if you subscribed. I'm nearly at 7,000 subscribers, and obviously I can't do that without you. So please do subscribe to watch further videos. And of course, do keep those comments coming. I absolutely love to receive them. But until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.